Baruch Hashem. So with the help of Hashem, we're starting a little bit Zohar inspiration for Shovim and Rosh Chodesh, and then we'll do some Chod Shabbos with the help of Hashem. So we know that there is a concept that Yaakov Avinu, when he went to Haran, he saw the vision of the ladder, right? Sulam Yaakov, angels coming up and down. And the Zohar and the Midrash are telling us that those angels are the ministers of the nations. And what Yaakov Avinu saw in that vision is how every nation have a certain time that is controlling the world, and then it comes down, the minister, the angel comes down, and that means that that nation is losing their control over the world, right? And we see that ever since, also before that, how every time there is a certain nation that Hashem is giving its strength, and it goes up, and it seems like it's going to control the world for eternity, and then something happens and it comes down again. Right? That's what happens with the Babylonians, the Romans, the Egyptians, the Spanish, the Persian, everybody. Basically, most of the nations have certain turn of taking over, and basically can say that Hashem shows everybody that no one can really manage controlling the world, right? Only Hashem can control the world, really.
Exactly.
Anyhow, the time that the domain was by Ishmael, says the Zohar, was 400 years. Okay, I'm not sure exactly historically, like how does it fit, but that's what the Zohar says, that there was 400 years that Ishmael, the minister of Ishmael, had the control over the world. And that minister, that angel that is the minister of Ishmael, all of the Arab nations, came in front of Hashem, and he said, "What is my portion in your name?" Yeah. Again, the angel is asking Hashem, "What is my portion in your name?" So Hashem tells that angel, "You don't have any portion in my name."
Wow.
So that minister, that angel tells Hashem, "But Ishmael did Brit Milah, and not only that, also since then all the Arabs are doing Brit Milah when they are 13. So it should be that me, my nation, we have portion in your name, like the children of Am Yisrael, children of Yitzchak." So the Zohar is telling us that Hashem answers that you guys not doing the Brit Milah in the right order, the right way. So it's like you don't do anything. Okay, what is wrong with the Brit Milah of the Arabs? Says the Zohar, okay, the Zohar here doesn't really explain. I want to fill in a little bit that in our tradition, what Brit Milah is supposed to be, you have three main points in the Brit Milah: cutting off the Olah, doing Pri'ah, and letting out blood. Okay, Atafat Dam. That's the 3 points: cutting the Olah, removing the Pri'ah, which is very thin membrane, and letting blood. That is parallel to all of the negativity that there is, that we are removing in the Brit Milah. Okay, so the Arabs, they're doing Brit Milah, but they're doing only the first part, only the removing the Olah. They're not doing the Pri'ah, they're not doing the Atafat Dam. So it's not that it doesn't have meaning. Everything have meaning. But it's not called Brit Milah. Okay? If a Jew is doing Brit Milah like the Arabs, so Chazal says, Mal velo para, כאילו lo mal. If he's doing the Brit Milah and he's not doing the Priya, it's like he didn't do Brit Milah. So according to the truth of the meaning of Brit Milah, that doesn't fulfill that function. So the Zohar continues to speak about Ishmael and the wars of Ishmael and Edom in the end of times. It's quite interesting, actually. We need to move to Ilchot Shabbos, so I can't be too long about it. But basically, we have here a certain prophecy of what's going to be in the end of time, when in the last time before the end revelation. But what we're discussing now is basically an introduction to that process, meaning to understand why in the end the children of Ishmael, they don't have the same connection. They do have connection, right? The Islam is definitely the religion that is the closest to Judaism, right? According to the Rambam, you can go into a mosque. You shouldn't go into a church, but you can go into a mosque, according to the Rambam. There is others that are arguing about it, but definitely you can say that from all of the different religions that are in the world, the big religions, so the Islam is the closest. And also in that aspect that you see that they have something that is connected for the Brit Milah. So they're doing the first stage, the first step of the Brit Milah, which is to remove the Olah. Excuse me. So, the bottom line of that article says the Zohar that the children of Ishmael in the end of the time, they are going to do a lot of wars in the world. Okay? And the Bnei Edom, which is basically what they call today the Western society, basically Bnei Edom, will come to fight them. And they will have a war over the ocean, and a war over the land, and a war close to Yerushalayim. That's what the Zohar says. And they will control one another, and the land of Eretz Israel will not be given to Bnei Edom. Okay? In that time, says the Zohar, there will be a nation that will come from the other side of the world that will make a war over Rome. So Rome doesn't mean to be like today's Rome. It's like the Roman culture, which is basically all of the Western culture. So United States is also a continuation of that culture of Rome, basically. Greek, Rome, same thing. So there will be a nation from the other side of the world that will come to make a war with Rome. So can't say for sure, but it could be something like the war of like China and United States, something kind of. It doesn't have to be also like war with physical weapons. It can be like conceptual war, can be spiritual war, can be cyber war.
What you're describing is called Milchamas Gog Magog?
It's definitely something around it. I think that Gog Magog is a little bit later stage, okay, in a certain way. And also you can say that Gog Magog is like the big war that is happening in the background of all of that. That can say something that is more external, and the Gog Magog can be something that is more internal. That's my understanding about Gog Magog, but we'll leave that for another class. Anyhow, says the Zohar that the war between that faraway nation to Rome, which I understand is the United States today, it will be for 3 months, and it will pull all of the nations basically, and they will all come to fight over Bnei Edom, which is again the Western society, from all over the world. And in that point, in the midst of that war, there will be the revelation. Says the Zohar, I want to read the words here. Hashem will be awakened upon them. So that's awakening, that's a revelation that is happening in the midst of that war. And that's what it says in the prophets, and Hashem is as if Hashem is holding the ends of the land and pulling and shaking like all of those nations, all of those people that thought that they are stable, that they have control, shakes them off and removing all of their strength, all of those nations that were fighting each other. And then it will be the revelation of the real glory of Am Yisrael and the Torah and Hashem. And the Zohar says, Ada udechtiv Hashem tzilcha al yad yaminecha. Hashem is like your shadow, like your right hand. Begin deshma kadisha be'emina ve'oraita be'emina. That the holy name of Hashem and the Torah is in the right side, that is protecting Am Yisrael. כתיב ימינו יש דת למו, וזימנה דעת יושיע ימינך וענני. So that will be the revelation of the right side, which is the kindness of Hashem. ועוזים נכתיב אז להפוך אל העמים שפה ברורה, לקרוא כולם בשם השם לעבדו שכם אחד. And then the end of all of that process is unity, with that all of the nations will agree that Hashem is the truth and everybody will worship only Hashem. So everybody will have, whoever will admit in the truth, can have a portion in the world of after the redemption.
What was the pasuk?
אז אהפוך אל העמים שפה ברורה, לקרוא כולם בשם השם, לעבדו שכם אחד. That everybody will serve Hashem in one big unity, all together. כתיב ביום ההוא יהיה השם אחד ושמו אחד, ברוך ה' לעולם, אמן ואמן. So this is basically talking about the end of the process, the end revelation, that Hashem will reveal himself and reveal to everybody the truth of the Torah, the level of the privilege of being connected to Hashem. So we have to know that it's not in the future. That's what's happening now. So many people are very scared from what's happening, and obviously it's understood. It's whoever doesn't have faith, so it's very scary. And whoever feels scared, he needs to encourage himself and strengthen his faith in Hashem. As much as we are strengthening our faith in Hashem, we know that we have nothing to be scared of. Everything is right, everything is planned. Hashem knows exactly what's happening. There's no one that can fool Hashem and do something outside of the plan of Hashem. Everything is going according to the plan. Everything is okay. We're in the hands of Hashem. Hashem is controlling the situation. There's nothing but Hashem. So I'm saying that because I feel that there's a big need. There always was, but now in those days more and more, from one day to another, there needs to be more strengthening our faith. And specifically because of the brainwashing that there is in the all of the news and all kinds of different platforms that people are using to get their information of what's going on. So all of those different channels of communication, they are obviously ignoring the presence of Hashem. So their message is that everything is hefker, everything is, there's no one that is taking care of us, we are by ourselves, everybody can fool us around, everybody can do whatever they want to us, this, that, right? And there's also many rabbis that are saying that, by the way. For me, it's very disturbing to hear rabbis that are saying those things, that they are using us like a laboratory, this, that, all kinds of things, all kinds of different things, the statements that are. I'm not saying that there's no truth to that, but to say that without saying also the side of, but Hashem is behind it after all, so it is good, and it goes, and we are secure, we're safe. It's very important to know that we're in the hands of Hashem. So as much as it can be said more and more, over and over, Bezrat Hashem will go back to that point. For now, we have to start Halachot Shabbat. So we'll hold it here with that.